Hi, Farm Share friends. Oh, hi. I have somebody else with me today, and hopefully it's not a kiddo that'll knock my phone over. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think, Lucky? Can you sit and be good? Yeah. Okay, good. Great. Week 4, is that for real? Are we on week 4 already? Awesome. Okay. Everything is just abundant. It's going so well. Everyone on the farm's been so busy. We've had all of our summer helpers start, and everyone has increased their hours if they are, going to school. So we've got all hands on deck, and are still crazy busy, which is so beautiful. So anyway, this week I'm going to start off with, doesn't this bag look so pretty with your greens hanging out? The first thing we have is your beets. My gosh, some of these are just absolutely beautiful. I cannot remember if I talked a lot about red beets in either of the videos, but just quick refresher, make sure you're cooking your greens. Sauteed is amazing. If you don't know what else to do with your beets, such a simple solution is just take one or even a half of one with the greens, throw it in your blender with your smoothie. If you've got strawberries, bananas, apples, protein powder in there, it's amazing. I love to use a packet of the vanilla protein powder that we have in the market, which is really great because it's got fiber with it also. And it's like the vanilla is just amazing, but with one of these, and then it turns bright pink and the kids love the color, and then add a banana or two. If I make one for just me, it'll just be one banana, and then some ice and milk, and make this beautiful pink summer smoothie with beets, and then you've got that vanilla protein powder that masks any of the flavor. But we've talked about boiling, I think, where you cut them off with about 1 inch of the stem. That peel comes right off. And I think I've shared, but my favorite recipe for beets is boil them, peel them, because we talked about that peel slides off, slice them into rounds, and then add equal parts vinegar and honey, and then a whole onion or a bunch of scallions, and then salt and pepper, and put that in the refrigerator, and it makes a cold pickled beet salad, which is amazing. You can add that to add that on top of a salad if you want, or just eat it just by itself. So we also have arugula blossoms in your farm share today. So some of the arugula bolted because it got too hot. It was done growing. The arugula blossoms are amazing. You could pick the flowers off and garnish, or you can just take your knife and just chop these all the way up and throw them in your salad. They're going to add a nice spice. These would be really great too, thrown on top of some pasta. The whole, the stem and the flowers, or if you want to just garnish with the beautiful flowers. On the tops of these, you'll find a little seed pod. That seed pod's going to be super spicy, so tasty. It's just so crazy that even when the plant's done being used for what we grew it for, it still puts off something beautiful that we can use. So we went ahead and did garlic scapes again this week. I had talked to some of our employees get farm shares for their families, and they're like, oh, we use those up right away. So definitely send more. So that, again, like I said last week, a big straw of garlic, and I sauteed, just chopped some of mine up in bigger pieces and sauteed them with my asparagus that I had just chopped up in pieces with some butter this week, and that was amazing. And then you've got some really beautiful baby scallions in here. I say baby, but they're just petite, so full of flavor. You have signature greens mix in your bag. So you've got 2 types of lettuce, spinach, 2 types of kale, spinach, and a couple varieties of lettuce in your bag. We have romaine lettuce in your farm share. This sweet salad turnips. If you haven't found a new way to use those yet, certainly try something out. I know I shared the mashed potatoes, half potato, half turnip. I just cube these depending on the size. There's kind of variability of size in this bag. Cube them up and roast them with some of your other root veggies are really yummy. Dipped in hummus, just on a salad. Okay, so this week there's a few things that you might get this or that. One is cucumbers, or if you haven't gotten broccoli yet, if you're a half share, you'll get broccoli, or broccolini. So you'll either get broccoli or cucumber. These are Japanese long cucumbers. So Ryan and I have been growing for 15 years, and this is the first cucumber we grew. And we've tried other ones, but every year consistently go back to this. For the 8 years here in Lucky Dog, we've grown nothing but these cucumbers. some of the reasons I love them is because that seed cavity inside is going to stay small. So a lot of people refer to them like as the burpless cucumber. Those seeds stay tender. You never have like a crunchy cucumber seed in your, with this. And then also growing up, my mom would grow cucumbers and she would always have to peel them or, do strips of take the peel off because they were so bitter. I've never had one of these get bitter. So anyway, there's that. We've been storing them in the refrigerator to keep them crisp. So that's what we found works best. You have sugar snap peas. This is always the best thing that people are looking forward to. So here's your sugar snap pea. It's crazy. When we harvest them, we make sure that it is plump on the sides. You can see they're nice and rounded on each side. So that's how we know that the sugar is the best. And I even have all of our team pretty consistently try one, like try this one, it's not plump, try this one, so that they know to look for that exact plumpness when they harvest, because it is distinctly different on when those sugars pop out on that. So when you go to eat these, you can eat them whole, but I find that taking them and this flat part on the top, breaking that to the side, and generally front and back, or sometimes just front depending on how tender it is, that seam will come off. I have a friend that she's like, oh, I just eat it whole, but I was like, this gets too chewy for me. And then I have fun with these little curlies and make letters and things. That was in my corporate days when I used to sit in an office all day and I had to play with my food to enjoy any bit of life, but here we are. And then you can eat this whole thing. So yeah, I had somebody tell me once that they picked all the peas out like they were shelling peas. I was like, oh no, no need to do that. Even the shell is really, really tasty, crunchy, juicy. We eat them just like this. We call them farm candy here on the farm, but really good dipped in hummus. If you want to get fancy, you can cut them at a diagonal and have the, and then you can see the shell with the pea inside, and saute them there with like a stir fry or something like that. But just by themselves is our favorite. And back again. Okay, carrots. So they still have the tops on, so you can do your carrot top chimichurri if you've got any herbs left, carrot top pesto. You can freeze the carrot tops, put some in smoothies, use them as parsley in a soup, something like that. They're very, very functional and a lot high in a lot of vitamins too. I think it's K is what they're really high in, if I remember correctly. But these are absolutely beautiful. Peeling these, reminder, do not peel your carrot, or I don't recommend it. Don't waste your time. The peel is so, so tender because they're young. They have been hand cultivated. The reason we got into peeling our carrots as a culture is because we would grow them so big in industrial operations, and then they're mechanically dug, mechanically sorted, mechanically washed, and they're just tumbled around and beaten up. They don't look like this. This looks like a peeled carrot. So every time that carrot is tumbled around and beaten up, that skin gets dry and hard. And yeah, and then you would peel it. But ours, we just rinse off with the hose. And if I'm gonna be completely honest, I wouldn't even rinse these again for my family generally. And what I do, that peel of the carrot has so many nutrients in it. So, I mean, feel free to peel if you'd like, but I wouldn't recommend it. And then the team went ahead and typed up these perfect little lists for you guys. So if I don't get the video out on time, you know what you have in your bag once you pick it up. Awesome. Thank you guys.